Welcome to Casual Bias Rugby. This is the official weekend preview for the Rugby World Cup warm-up matches. And we're just going to simply look at the betting odds, see if we can make some money this weekend. I'm very excited about it. A mixture between Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere teams. We'll look into all of it. Let's see if we can make some money. Let's get into it. Starting off with the match between Samoa and Tonga, and it's been up and down for both teams. But you gotta back the team of Tonga with all their strong players. They did beat, who's it? Australia 15, Australia A side. I know Samoa beat Japan, literally with a couple of points. But I'm backing Tonga to win that one. You might disagree. I know Samoa is playing the home game. The odds are in their favour, but you can't look past that 2.85. I'm backing Tonga to take that one. It's the rematch between New Zealand and Australia as well. And New Zealand are heavy favourites. And rightly so. They absolutely smashed Australia last weekend. I said I don't think Australia played too bad. I don't think the scoreboard reflected their game. I think there was a couple of moments that they had, especially that first 20 minutes of the first half and the first 20 of the second half. They just couldn't be clinical enough. And I think you have to give all the props to New Zealand for great defence there on their own 5-metre line. I still think New Zealand's going to take this game, but you get absolutely no money back on this one. But I do think it will be a closer game. You might want to look into one of the handicaps. If you bet on Australia to win, you get 11 times your money back. I might just throw them in a parlay and say a plus 23.5 handicap. Get 1.8 times his money back. That is absolutely ridiculous. I might just jump in on that one. Moving on, we got Japan versus Fiji. And to be honest, when I placed this bet earlier this week, I think Japan was the favourites. And Fiji was alone 3 times your money back. And the odds has totally switched to a 2.1 for Japan and a 1.7 for Fiji. I do think Fiji has got this one. Just because Japan isn't the same team that they were playing in that World Cup. I still think they're a decent team, very good team. But I think Fiji has got this one just with the physicality. They're playing well. Definitely the best team so far when it comes to the Pacific teams. I'm backing Fiji to take this one. Moving on, Scotland and France. And the odds are looking good for France. Just 1.7 times your money back. Playing against Scotland. I think Scotland had a decent performance against Italy. But it's Italy's first game, if I'm not mistaken, under their new coach. France, they know they are the World Cup favourites. They're going into it as the World Cup favourites. They want to get some momentum in their warm-up matches, even if they rotate a bit. I'm going with France. Just a straight win gives me 1.7 times back. Straight up, just getting in France. That's what I'm going for. England versus Wales. And Wales will be lucky if they could even field a team at this rate with all the retirements. If you bet on Wales, you get 3 times your money back. But England isn't very good at the moment either. I don't think they have a win, or they have one win under Scott Borthwick. So, is it Scott Borthwick? I'll just say Borthwick. But 1.4 times your money back on England. I like that. I do like it too. I think there could be an upset for Wales in this game. No. So I'm just going with the England bet straight up there. No handicaps even needed. England have chosen a strong team for their Rugby World Cup. So I'm going for that one. Ireland versus Italy. I'll just stay away from it completely. Ireland's going to spank Italy. They're playing at home as well. Also one of the World Cup favourites. They'll want a dominant performance. If you bet $100 on Ireland, you get $101 back. That's just ridiculous. Stay away from that. Argentina with the rematch against South Africa, playing in Argentina. Now, if you know, and if you watched last week, they took us to the end. And they deserve to win this game. And yet they are the underdogs, with the 2.8 underdogs over South Africa. Of course, I'm backing my boys with the 1.44 odds. But I wouldn't blame you if you throw one on Argentina. Argentina's last couple of wins against South Africa has all been in Argentina. So, that will give them some confidence. Last week's performance will give them some confidence. South Africa has not named their strongest 15. A lot of rotated players to get some meters under some of the guys' legs. So, I would not blame you backing Argentina in this one. But I mean, your choice. I'm still backing our boys. I'll never bet against our boys. It's just one of those things. Moving on, Uruguay versus Namibia. And I mean, who's even watched Namibia's rugby? I can't say too much about it. I haven't even watched Uruguay's rugby, but I know they are better than Namibia. Namibia's playing warm-up matches against our province teams. So I'm backing Uruguay to take it, but I mean, I'll stay away from it. I don't know too much about it. Uruguay's too big of favourites, so I'll stay away from that. And then Chile versus Argentina 15. Chile has got a point to prove. I mean, it's a great story how they got to the World Cup. But I mean, you're playing against a big nation. It's their second team as well. Those guys will want to prove a point before the World Cup comes. See if they can get into Michael Cheika's side. So I'll just be backing Argentina 15 to get this one over the line at 1.3 odds. If I had to throw in a sneaky little parlay, I'll just throw in Fiji, France. Give me that England. And then Argentina 15. I mean, that is massive odds you could get from it. It's literally a 1.7, 1.4, 1.3 and another 1.4 together. That's decent odds in a parlay, to be honest, for just like straight wins. Of course, you can look into it more with the handicaps and stuff. If you want to split it off with who's going to win the first half, second half, be my guest. But I mean, those are my picks for this weekend. Just a slight quick little preview, early predictions before teams are announced even. Let me know what you think. This is an interactive video. See you next time.